previous class we were discussing about the aldehyde and ketones chemical properties. In the chemical properties, we have discussed that aldehydes and ketones, aldehydes and ketones, okay, undergo nucleophilic addition reactions. Nucleophilic addition reactions. In this, we have discussed that aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. Okay, so aldehydes are more reactive than ketones in nucleophilic addition. Why? Because of two reasons. One is steric factor, another one is electronic factor, right? So after that, we are in some examples of nucleophilic addition reactions. In the first, we have seen addition of HCN. First reaction is addition of HCN. And if HCN is added to the compound, that is either aldehyde or ketone, what are the products obtained? Like, I would like to write it. Like addition of HCN, if you do addition of HCN, hydrogen cyanide, any carbonyl, either aldehyde or ketone, with HCN. What is the products obtained here? The product obtained is cyanohydrin. It is what? Cyanohydrin. Cyanohydrin. Okay, so when HCN is added to ketone or aldehyde, then cyanohydrins are formed. What are cyanohydrins? The compounds in cyanide and OH group, both are on the same carbon, are called cyanohydrins. After this, we have seen next addition of Grignard reagent, second reaction. Addition of RMGX we have seen as a second example or second nucleophilic addition reaction. Then you might have remember this formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, if it reacts with Grignard reagent, what is obtained? Primary alcohol is obtained. Primary alcohol will be obtained. Okay, these reactions are important. Then other aldehydes I am writing RCHO. Other aldehydes, if they react with RMGX, Grignard reagent, then you will get which type of alcohols? Secondary alcohols. Then ketones on reaction with Grignard reagent. Okay, produces what? Ketones on reaction with Grignard reagent produces tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohols are produced. So these are the things we have studied. In the previous class. And now let us see about the addition of another compounds like sodium bisulfate and all different types of reactions we are going to study now. Okay? Right. So the next addition reaction, nucleophilic addition reaction is addition of sodium hydrogen sulfide. Sodium hydrogen sulfide. Okay, NaHSO3 is the formula. So addition of sodium hydrogen sulfide. Now sodium hydrogen sulfide is also called sodium bisulfide. It is also called another name, sodium bisulfide. Okay. Now in this addition we are going to see that any aldehyde or ketone, when it reacts with sodium bisulfide, basically this takes place in an acidic medium. So this sodium bisulfide gets added to the carbonyl compound. This intermediate is obtained. This one, on further reaction in the same acidic medium only, proton transfer takes place. Proton transfer takes place. Okay, that means this proton which is there here, H, it is transferred from here to here, and Na will be transferred from there to here. So exchanging here, proton exchanging with Na takes place within the same molecule, and you get a OH SO3Na. So organic sodium bisulfide salts you will get. Okay, so this bisulfide addition compound we call it, or sodium sulfide, sodium salts are obtained here, and these compounds, these addition compounds are crystalline. They are crystalline and water soluble. These are crystalline, the products are crystalline and they are water soluble. Okay, and in this addition of sodium bisulfide, aldehydes easily undergo reaction. Aldehydes undergo easily reaction and equilibrium will be in the right side direction, and the equilibrium for this reaction is always towards right side, right side or product side, I can say. Product side means here aldehydes readily undergo reaction and they always favor forward reaction with this bisulfate salt. Whereas for ketones, the equilibrium for this reaction, with bisulfite is always towards left side or reactant side, I can say reactant side. Okay, that means, what does that mean? If an aldehyde reacts, it reacts fastly, it will give product easily. If ketone reactor, what is happening? The reaction is not as fast as with aldehydes. Means for aldehydes, the reaction is shifted towards right side, equilibrium shifting right side. For ketones, equilibrium shifting left side. Meaning is aldehydes are more reactive than ketones in this case. Why? The same reason again. It is due to steric factor. It is due to steric factor. Why? Because ketone means two alkyl groups will be there on the carbonyl carbon. Means steric hindrance is more. In this case, aldehydes means one alkyl group and one hydrogen group will be there on the carbonyl carbon. So, due to steric factor, sodium bisulfides easily react with aldehydes to give the respective crystalline salts compounds. Whereas ketones are not so as reactive as the aldehydes. And the speciality of this reaction is the reaction can be reversed. Means the reaction can also take place in a reverse direction. When these crystalline salts or the compounds are treated with, when this crystalline salt which is formed in the reaction, when it is treated with, okay, when it is treated with dilute mineral acid, or I can say any acid H plus mineral acid, okay, then again the respective aldehyde or ketone is obtained. The respective aldehyde or ketone is obtained. Means these crystalline salts, when again they are treated with dilute acids, mineral acids, again you will get back the parent aldehyde or ketone. So this sodium bisulfide is this reaction with sodium bisulfide is used for purification of separation and purification, I can say purification and separation and purification of aldehydes okay, from ketones. So in the labs they do this test as sodium bisulfide test. Okay, so this is about sodium bisulfide test. Sodium bisulfide, when reacts with aldehyde or ketone, basically it forms crystalline salt. And aldehydes fastly react, their equilibrium is towards right side. Ketones not that much, their equilibrium is towards left side. And these crystalline compounds which are formed, they are again, when you are treating them with dilute acids, they convert back to the respective parent compound reactant. That's why this method is also used for purification and separation and purification of aldehydes from ketones. Okay, so next reaction we will continue. Next addition of next reaction is addition of alcohols, okay, to aldehydes and ketones. Addition of alcohols to aldehydes and ketones. Now, the addition of alcohols to aldehydes and ketones produces respective acetals and ketols. Those are the addition compounds actually. When 1 mole of alcohol, I am writing R dash OH, okay, reacts with aldehyde, it produces hemiacetal. Similarly, when 1 mole of alcohol reacts with ketone, it produces hemiketone. And the same reactions if you continue with additional 1 more moles Then aldehydes form acetals, ketones form ketols. Now what is that reaction? Let us see. A general aldehyde we are taking. A general aldehyde on reaction with this alcohol. Basically it is done in HCl gas because for activation of this carbonyl group we are maintaining HCl, acidic medium. So easily nucleophilic attack can take place in HCl. So this is attacking, or the addition is taking on this now, nucleophilic addition. So I am writing the same compound now here, R, C, okay. H I am writing here only, this H. Now this, what happens here, one OH it will converted, this oxygen is converted to OH with this one, and OR minus attacks here. So this will become like this. Okay, so when 1 mole of alcohol reacts with 1 mole of aldehyde, this type of alkoxy alcohols are formed. Okay, alkoxy alcohol or the intermediates are obtained when 1 mole reaction is taking place. Such a type of alkoxy alcohol compounds are called as hemiacetals. Hemiacetals are obtained. Then afterwards the reaction continues with 1 more mole. If you take 1 more mole of alcohol, if the reaction continue, okay, then here we will get replaced, this OH is replaced with 1 OR, okay. So you get the compound like this. Now it is like nucleophilic substitution type of reaction takes place. OR dash, okay, means this OH is replaced with OR minus, and this is H2O removal, okay, plus H2O, plus H2O, here I will write, I should write, plus H2O, okay. Now such type of dialkoxy compounds are called as acetals. So when aldehydes completely reacts with alcohols, acetals are the main products. Next, when any ketone reacts with alcohol, basically here also an alkoxy alcohols are obtained, but in this case these are called as hemiketals because it is obtained from ketone. So these are called hemiketals. What is the difference between hemiacetal and hemiketal is one hydrogen and one alkyl group in this. Remaining all groups are same. Okay, understood? So hemiacetal contains one alkyl group, one hydroxy group, one alkoxy group, and one hydrogen. Whereas hemiketal contains two alkyl groups, one hydroxy, one alkoxy. That is the difference. And if the reaction continues with 1 more mole of alcohol on this, then what will happen? Even this 1 OH is replaced with 1 more OR. So we will get the compound like R, OR dash, okay. Such type of compounds, dialkoxy compounds, are called as ketols. They are called as what? They are called as ketols. Okay. So this is how alcohols are added to the aldehydes or ketones. Okay. So in this only ketones or even aldehydes also, they can react with ethylene glycol. Okay, dihydric alcohol also the reaction can take place. Okay, we will continue that in the next page. So ketones when they react with ethylene glycol, okay, when they react with ethylene glycol, they forms cyclic ketols. They form cyclic ketols. That is, this reaction in HCl, okay, what will happen here? Removal of these groups takes place here, and the complete molecule gets added on this. So how does that look is, here 2 alkyl groups we have, and here 1 oxygen, here 1 oxygen, CH2 linked to 1 more CH2. Cyclic 5-member ring type of addition takes place here. So this particular product is ethylene glycol ketols, they are called as ethylene glycol ketols. So any ketone if it react with ethylene glycol in acidic medium, okay, in acidic medium, then cyclic ketols are obtained, okay. Next we will see addition of ammonia and its derivatives. Addition of ammonia and its derivatives. Now in this some examples are there, ammonia and its derivatives, some examples we will write directly. Okay. Any aldehyde, okay, in this let us write it as ABCD again, subdivision reaction. First let us take directly addition of ammonia. First reaction I am writing addition of ammonia. Addition of ammonia. In the addition of ammonia, okay, any aldehyde or ketone, when reacts with ammonia, that is, addition takes place here in acidic medium, and you get first you will get like this, an intermediate compound. First an intermediate compound, addition compound will form. After this what happens is elimination of water takes place, okay. After the formation of this intermediate, elimination of water takes place. So from where the water is removed, one hydrogen from NH2, one OH from this carbon, okay. So what I will get is C double bond NH I will get. C double bond NH I will get. So an aldehyde or ketone, if it reacts with ammonia, first addition will take place resulting in some intermediate. This intermediate compound will undergo elimination, that is removal of water takes place. So what here you will get is, I am writing here minus H2O, water is removed, and what is the compound you will get here is, you will get imines as the products. So when ammonia is added to aldehyde or ketone, the finally obtained products are called imines. Imine means nitrogen with double bond, okay. RNH2 is amine, R double bond NH is imine. Okay, so imines are formed as products. Let us see in this only ammonia and derivatives we are studying. So next reaction in this is addition of amines. Let us take amines. Okay. If an aldehyde or ketone is made to react with amine means what? RNH2. RNH2 is amine. So what will happen? Same like this, first intermediate will form. What is that? Carbon with 2 alkyl groups or hydrogen, and here one OH group, and here one NH will form bond here. So this nitrogen will form the bond with the alkyl like this group. So this type of intermediate is N-alkyl intermediates are obtained. And this intermediate again same like this, it will undergo elimination, dehydration, water is eliminated. How the water is eliminated? From OH from here, H from here. So you will get the C double bond N R. You will get like this. So what is the compound formed here? It is substituted imine. Substituted imines are obtained as a product. Substituted imines are obtained as a product. Substituted, why we are saying? Here you see this is imine. On the imine, if one hydrogen is removed with alkyl group, then alkyl substitution it is. So that's why it is called alkyl substituted imines. N-alkyl imine. N-alkyl imine compound is formed, or simply substituted imines are formed as the products. And substituted imines are also called as Skiff's base. They are also called as this you will study in further next topics. They are also called as Skiff's base. So ammonia, if it reacts with aldehydes or ketones, it will form imines. Amines, when they react with aldehydes or ketones, then what they form? They form substituted imines, N-alkyl imines, or Skiff's base is formed as the product. Okay, so we will see next derivative. Next we will see under the derivatives of ammonia, addition of hydroxylamine. Any aldehyde or ketone. Any aldehyde or ketone, when reacts with hydroxylamine means NH2OH is called hydroxylamine. Okay, hydroxylamine. What happens is, first the same thing again, intermediate addition takes place here. Addition takes place here. Okay. After addition, this intermediate again it removes water. When water is removed, so here one OH and H is removed, and it results in C double bond N OH. C double bond N OH. Okay. Such type of compounds are called as oximes. Oximes, that is aldehydes or ketones, when they react with hydroxylamines, then you will get oximes as the products. So we will continue with the remaining derivatives.